Welcome back to the morning show right here on eTV. Now, as we continue our celebrations of Heritage Month, we often think about the traditions, the values, the stories that we tell, and we pass them down through generations and generations. But there's another critical aspect of heritage that we need to consider: how we protect and provide for our loved ones after we're gone. I'm talking about estate planning, including creating a will and securing life insurance, plays a crucial role in this day. And I know a lot of us may know some of these names, but the question is, are we taking part in this? Well, today we have the pleasure of speaking to the one and only Dr. Frank Magwegwe, a financial expert who will guide us through the importance of leaving a lasting legacy through proper financial planning. Dr. Max, welcome to the morning show.
What a critical topic. Thank you for having me on the show, and certainly very appropriate for Heritage Month. And I think it's so interesting how perhaps just how growing up makes us a little bit not wanting to think about death, and therefore we often don't plan appropriately, whether it's having a will or estate planning, because we don't want to think about it.
No one wants to think about death, Dr. Frank, because it's just like, oh my goodness, it's around the corner. And it feels like when you talk about it, you bring it closer.
Yes.
But we have to plan.
Because the consequences of not, they can be devastating for families.
What are the benefits of having a will and doing proper estate planning?
It's one of those opportunities of clearly stating one's wishes that will be executed on their behalf when they are no longer there. When you have a valid will, and it's important for us to underline valid will, that it's done in terms of what is expected from a legislation point of view, you are telling those still alive that I want this car to go here, I want the house to go here, I want the property. You're giving instructions. When you do that, what happens? There is less fighting. You and I would know families where some members are not on talking terms because they were fighting for the family home, as an example. That's quite common. So you avoid all that by having a clear will. That's one part of it. The other part, and of course, so your will becomes this foundation, right, for your estate planning. Another even more important part is the role that insurance policies play. We also know families that struggle, kids have to change schools or can't carry on with tertiary simply because a breadwinner did not have either a life insurance policy or adequate life insurance. So that all talk to estate planning, because it's saying, should you pass away unexpectedly, have you put in plans for that lasting legacy that you talk about in the intro?
But Dr. Frank, I've always thought about the idea of estate planning and wills to be for those who are staying in an estate, meaning they've got money, right? Yeah, I always think about it in that way, that the will is going to be read saying, okay, Dr. Frank was a tola, this one is going to get whatever. But I then disqualify myself saying, I can't have a will because I've just got my 2-room.
Yeah.
Is that true or not?
It is not true. Any one of us, irrespective of having lots of money or not, we need a document that says we would like the following executed on our behalf. You see, it's basic things. So it's really a document just executes your wishes when you're no longer there. And it does not have anything to do with needing to have lots and lots of money. It's really got to do with things that are precious and important to me. I want to give them to specific people. I'm going to put it down.
Yeah, no matter what it is.
No matter what it is.
Of whatever value.
To avoid conflict,
Now, Dr. Frank, something that was a big talking point over the last couple of years for various reasons in news is life insurance.
Yes.
We are a nation that's over-insuring. We've got 15 funeral insurance covers. But life insurance, that's a whole other conversation. What is it and why is it so important?
When we talk about life insurance, we're talking about a different product. We're now talking about a product that often works in much larger payouts, 500,000, 700, even R1 million. And we are saying, particularly, I know I have debt, for example. I've got a car loan, I've got a personal loan, I've got a home loan, for example, and perhaps other financial obligations. When I pass away, I want to get those taken care of, right? And so life insurance provides for that in that your family will get a bigger payout than they would typically get in a funeral cover.
Yeah.
And they will be able to pay for those obligations. So let's take a home loan that is owned jointly, right, by a couple. So the fact that one couple has passed away, it doesn't mean their 50% is going to be written off, right? So the remainder, and most of South Africans marry in community of property,
Yes.
which means there's joint ownership of assets, cars, homes, and other assets, right? Property inside the house. And so if those were bought on credit, it means they still need monthly payments, to carry on. And so when you have life insurance paying, you are then able from that because the amount is often much bigger than what would be paid in funeral cover.
And we've seen this play out so often, Dr. Mags, where you
Exactly.
see it where after the person passes away, the family is left with the debt, the kids cannot continue with the school, they have to drop out from university, all from poor planning of what happens in life once I've left,
That is
especially
correct.
for the breadwinners. Dr. Mags, you've left out so much you have to go and check and go assess, and have the uncomfortable
To have a
conversation.
valid will, we must start there. And then the second thing, just to close on, because to have a valid will, yes or no, please, everyone needs a valid will. More importantly, update it as you go.
How often?
I would say once a year.
Okay.
As a minimum. Probably twice a year is ideal. Once a year is a minimum. And then when you think about life cover, again, twice a year is a minimum. Please check your beneficiaries. Who do you have as the beneficiary of those life insurance policies?
Yeah.
That's very important.
Dr. Mags, thank you so much. You're always so insightful. TMS fam, if anything, this is definitely making us have the uncomfortable conversation
Yes.
of what happens with life after I've left, but very important conversation to make sure that life for those that believe is still life that is fitting, life that allows them to be able to afford education in some cases with children, but also to be able to lead them with a life that affords them to be able to pay off debts and continue living the life that you offered for them. So proper estate planning is a powerful way to ensure that our wishes are respected and our families are protected long after we're gone, and not just handle things the way we do things. All from poor planning, we can be able to find ourselves in that place, but with proper planning, we can ensure the future of our families is protected. Stay with us.